Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Julie with Bookshelf by Julie. We're at this 100-day challenge again. Whew, it's becoming a challenge for sure. We're on day 17. Today I'm going to show you a couple of embroidery tricks that might help when you're trying to create something pretty and hand-stitched for the front of your journal or for the inside of your journal. You can put them all over the place. So on 17, we're going to do this. Now, I heard about this stuff a while back, and I thought, oh, if it would only work, if it would be real. And it actually is. This works. It's called Sticky Fabri-Solvy. I don't know why they named it that. Anyways, it works. It's from Sulky. And I was skeptical, but I had to give it a try, right? So all you do is you print out your image onto this piece of sticky Fabri-Solvy, whatever you want to call that. And look, you don't have to have a special printer or anything. This is the stuff that you want to print on, okay? This is the backing to it. So, and you can tell a big difference between this side's kind of slicky and shiny, and this side is a little bit textured, and you can just tell. So if it's going to go in your printer, and your printer pulls it up and then back through, you're going to put it this way, with this side, this textured side down. If your printer just shoots it right straight through, then, you know, you're fine doing it that way. I was surprised. I really was, because I thought, I don't know, you know, but it does. You print out on it, and, you know, a lot of things that when you're embroidering, or when I was, years and years ago even, you have lines that you have to draw on your fabric, right? You can do that lots of different ways. But sometimes those lines will fade away when you're working on your project, or sometimes they'll be too dark and you can see them through your embroidery. That's not nice. Either way is not nice. Okay, this solves that problem. Okay, so let me find a thing here. I'm going to show you how it works. This I've got done. Now listen, I'm going to keep it really simple, okay? I did 2 stitches. I mean, it's stitched everywhere, but 2 different kinds of stitches, and that's all I used, keeping it very, very simple, okay? This is the back stitch, and this is a running stitch, so don't get scared, okay? If you've never embroidered before, you can do this. It's so easy, and how pretty is that? That could go on a page of a journal as a belly band, or on the front of a journal as a, you know, put lace around it and all kinds of stuff. Yep, for sure. And I use this stuff for the lines, okay? So let me show you. I'll put this away. This is an old plastic one. I don't really like the plastic ones, but whatever hoop you got, okay? If you don't have one, you can get the smaller ones. You can get a whole pack of them for not too bad a price. Loosen the screw. We have a screw loose. Oh no. Okay, so sorry. You know, I get silly sometimes. So, yep. We're going to do this. Now, of course, you can put the this is just cheapy, very lightweight cotton fabric. If you want to use the really good stuff, I would suggest doing that. These are just things I've been practicing with because I wasn't sure it was going to work, right? So you put your fabric on like so. If you've never done that before, that's how you do that. It's not hard, okay? And just give it a tug to tighten it around everywhere as you know, tighten the screw down. So it'll hold your fabric pretty good. I don't like the plastic ones, but this is the only one that I don't have in use that will fit what I'm gonna do. So just tighten it, okay? So you've got a good surface there. And I'm going to use, this is one of the ones you can print out several things on. I'm going to make some stuff for my grandkids. But anyways, you can print out several things on one sheet and then just cut them out. I don't suggest going up too close to where you're going to be embroidering. This is right to the almost edge, but I'm hopeful that it'll be okay. I'm going to do the hedgehog. So I'm going to leave myself some space. Now this stuff does stick down pretty good, but I just think if you leave yourself some room, you probably are going to do yourself a favor doing that. Okay, so let me put my little fox away. Alright, now, super simple and easy, right? You just peel the backing off. On camera that may be complicated, but okay. Okay, so yep, you just peel the backing off like so. This stuff isn't too bad expensive either. I mean, it's got a price to it, you know, everything does. And try to center it on your, let me get that straight. Try to center it on here, right? Give it a little bit of a press. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of paper underneath here, and then I'm going to get my brayer, give it some, you know, press it down. As I said, you can put this on before you put it in the hoop, but then you might not get it straight. It didn't get any ink off, but you never know. So I didn't want to muck up my, and there you go. You're ready. You're ready to start embroidering. That's simple. You didn't have to do all the drawing. You didn't have to do, and it really does hold really good. Okay, the adhesive. The magic part is when you're done with all your lines and you put it in the water. That's what you do with this thing. You put your fabric, all your embroidery, everything, you just put it in water. I put it in hot water, hot-ish water, and it just starts dissolving instantly. This stuff goes completely away and only leaves your embroidered stitches. How cool is that? I thought it was cool. That's what I did with this one. You've only got the stitching left. What I did after that was I held it under some hot water and let it, you know, run, making sure I had all the stuff sort of run off it, you know. Then squeeze it out real good. Yeah, and that's going to make some wrinkles, okay? So then I used my heat press because it was there and it was already hot. So I just stuck it in there. You can use an iron. It's not a problem. So you just, and it just, you know, everything's gone. Everything's neat and tidy, okay? Now, I'm going to put that back over there for a sec. You might think, oh, well, that's expensive, or that's this, or that's that, and it's not. Like this little deer here, I'm going to use two colors, a dark brown and a tan. And that will get that whole thing done. It really will. Look, if you buy a big bulky bunch of embroidery thread, you're probably going to get a bunch of stuff a bunch of colors you won't use for like a million years. So just get one or two or three, however many you're going to use in your project. Just get a little at a time, and believe me, before long you're going to have gobs of it piling up on you because you'll have plenty. You won't use a whole thing of this to do this. Now you can fill in, you know, just fill in all this and make it a certain color or whatever you want to do. But this, we're just doing the outlines, okay? I'm going to show you how to do these stitches. The running stitch and the back stitch, okay? Using the, what do they call that stuff again? This stuff. Fabri-Solvy, sticky Fabri-Solvy, okay? That's a name. Okay, so what I do is I've got this is what they call a quilter's thimble. It's really simple and easy, and this will last a million years, I think. I've never worn one out, and I've used them extensively, okay? So let me find my thread I'm going to use for this one. It's over here somewhere. Just 2 stitches. Now, I'm not going to do the whole thing. Don't get scared. I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera. I'm just going to show you what you can do. I have started, I've done some back stitching up through here. Okay? I'll show you how to do that. These are just little, what do they call them? This one over here is a snowdrop. I forget what they call these. Anyways, little flowers. They're going to be little blue flowers, I think. Little light blue flowers like this one. You can do this whole thing with simply using 2 stitches. Okay? I'm going to show you and I'm not separating the thread. A lot of times people get, oh, that's complicated, you know. It's not complicated. It's easy to do. But we're just going to use the whole strand. 6, I think. I think there's 6. I have a big-eyed needle because that's easy. I have a needle threader here somewhere, but we'll see if it'll just go through there. So, yeah, I like using the big-eyed needles. It's simple that way, right? Okay, so this one I've got a bottle with a little water in it because you can see the line there. I guess you can see the line. I can see the line. And then you've got your flowers going all over up there. This is all going to be done with the back stitch. And then this one is the running stitch around it. Okay, so I'm going to do some of this stem up through here. And you don't have to worry if your lines are all wonky or something. They're going to go away. Let me move this glare out of the way. Okay. All right. Now, to do this, you're simply going to, let me get a thing so I can do a knot. Okay. I know some people say, oh, you don't have to knot it. You just, you know, sew and do this. That's easy. It's not going to give you a problem, okay? So I'm going to start down here. So how you find where to start? Can you see that that's just running down that stem? I'm just using the needle to go sort of make a line underneath. And you can find where you want to start and then just poke it through, right? I'm telling you, embroidery is not hard. There's a lot of stitches. There's a lot more stitches than there used to be. People are inventing them all the time. Okay, so you can make your stitches whatever size you want. Try to be as consistent as you can, but you don't have to. I mean, it's not like there's a law, you know. It's like making these interactive journals, right? You can do it however you want. Nobody's going to call the police on you. So I'm going to go down this line again with the tip of my needle, and I'm going to go right in there, okay? And the reason they call it a back stitch is because you stitch ended here, and then you're going to go back to where that ended and go right in there. Yep. Pretty simple. And if you do it good or enough, I guess, on the back is just as neat as on the front. Okay, so you've got this, just go up there and go back. It's kind of an easy thing to do. It's very calming. Unless you get a knot or something, that's not very calming, but that can happen. It's okay, just unknot it. But yeah, just that simple. Now, I'm going to leave this and go over to show you how to do the running stitch. I'm telling you guys, you can do lots of things with just 2 simple stitches. We might even go crazy one of these days and do the blanket stitch. That one's fun. I like that one. But for this, we're just going to leave it like that. If you want to leave it like that and change your colors, just, you know, take it off your needle and get the one you're going to use. For this running stitch, I hope I'm not blinding you with this thing. For that running stitch, what am I going to do? Don't worry, this is not the only. I have bins this bigger than the camera view of, I really do. Embroidery becomes a thing and you just, Which one am I going to use? I have forgotten what one I was going to use around there. I think I'm going to use the dark blue because I'm going to use a light blue in here for the water. And I might use a light blue color there. Let me see. I'm going to use this one. And again, I'm not going to separate the threads. I'm just going to stick that back there. Say behave yourself. And it generally will. Okay. So I'm going to do just the running stick. I mean, come on. How much easy can this be? So simple and so easy. All you have to do, the hardest part is threading your needle. Seriously, it is. And that's not hard either. And if it gets difficult or complicated, use a needle threader. Okay, so you can start anywhere. You don't have to pick a, there's no certain, like I said, there's no law. Nobody's going to come and arrest you because you're doing it different or wrong, or there's no wrong. So pick a place. Again, just use your tip of your needle and go right in there. This one's even easier than, did I put a knot in that? I didn't. Now that'll happen if you don't, put a knot in it. Okay, so this one's easier than the back stitch, and the back stitch is pretty simple. If you're getting up to where you're turning these little curves, just make your stitches a little bit shorter, a little bit shorter, a little bit shorter, and then you get right on around there. So, yep, there you go. How easy is that, right? Again, use the tip of your needle to go right up to where you want it to be, like so. Push it through. These things are handy for that. This is a little bit thicker than the fabric, of course, because, it is. And then you just put it down through there. It's not hard to do. It is a little thicker than just using, lines, but to me, this is so much nicer than having to worry about your lines, because everything disappears. All this in here, all this over here, everything disappears and leaves only the stitches that you made. That is awesome. Yep, there's a lot of things that I try on, before I show them. I'm not sponsored, I'm not affiliated, I'm not anything. I just found this and I thought it was cool. So, anyways, some things I try and they work. Some things I try and they don't work. The things that don't work, I generally just leave them off and use, I don't want to diss somebody's stuff, but it's a thing. I don't want to have. Now with the running stitch, the one thing I will forewarn you on, it is an easy stitch. It's super easy. You're in and you're out. That's all you're doing. But don't pull it too tight, because if you do, it's going to cinch up, right? It'll cinch up everything. So just kind of give it a rub underneath so that it doesn't get too tight on you. Works just fine. So I'm not going to do the whole thing. Like I said, I'm not going to. I'm just trying to show you something that will be fun and easy. You could do this on a journal page. Kind of like, how I did the pages where I had the quilted pieces and stuff. They were hand stitched. You can do whatever you want to do with that, just with 2 stitches. Okay, if you guys get interested and you want to learn some more stitches, let me know. I can go there. I love doing them. I really do, and I think they add a lot to what you're doing. Now back to this one. Excuse you. What I'm doing here is, this is the one that's finished, and it had all its stuff. All this stuff is off, because I put it in the hot water and it looks really good. So what I'm doing here is I have some felt and just cut it out in the same shape as I did the file folder. Yep. And I'm thinking to have this like so. Now I'm not going to do it in front of you, you know, it'll make the video too long, but have this like so, and you can see where that is underneath, and then fasten it behind, you know, just make your folds and fasten it behind, and then put your lace around here. That would be amazingly beautiful. So just some ideas and such, without making the video too long. Okay. But yeah, if you guys want to do this, I highly recommend this stuff. I had my doubts, but yeah, that would make a beautiful journal cover or a page in a journal. You could leave it out flat and not put the stuff behind it, and sort of sew another piece onto it, like this one over here when it's finished, and have it as a page in your journal. You would want to put some kind of backing on it though, because you know you've got your stitches that are behind there, and you don't want things to get snagged, right? So anyways, I think it's another way to do something really beautiful in and on a journal, right? So, and super simple. 2 stitches, that's it. 2 stitches, the back stitch and the running stitch. All of this is back stitched, all of this, and that's just the running stitch. Super simple. Okay, if you guys want to know more about this kind of stuff, I'm your girl. Let me know down in the comments. If not, you know, we move on. Okay? I've got more ideas. I'm trying to come up with a lot of different things that we can do in our journals, and, you know, have a lot of fun and make a lot of pretty. Okay? So I'm going to lay that to the side. We've got to get our paper in here. We have got day 17 done. And what a pretty thing we could do with that embroidery. Okay? 17 done. Okay. You guys take care. Please like and subscribe. Pretty please. Thanks for watching. TTFN.